Today I am going to discuss with you people about Norma frontalis. So as you see in the earlier video, I gave the brief introduction about the skull, what are the normas. So those are the 5 types and I am not going to discuss about now. I don't waste your time. Directly I will start with Norma frontalis. What are the normal structure of the bone we can study in the front side. So that is the Norma frontalis. Here majorly we can divide into 3 parts. One is frontal part. This is mainly the forehead. So this part is mainly formed by the frontal bone. While goes down, here you can see the orbital cavity. This is quadrangular in shape, and here you can see the anterior nasal aperture. This is aperture is opening mainly for the nasal cavity. This is anterior nasal aperture. Along with that, we can see the upper jaw as the maxilla bone. So then, along with this, you can see the mandibular bone, that is from lower jaw of the mandible bone, and this has to be articulate with the lateral part mainly through the temporal bone. So this what I am showing here, this is the condylar part of the condylar fossa of the temporal bone. So this is the condylar part of the mandibular bone. This has to be articulated in laterally, so this is from temporomandibular joint. As the name indicate, temporal bone of the skull and mandible. So this will form temporomandibular joint and it will helps to chewing and talking for everything. So mandible itself take a separate class that we can discuss later. So today I am going to discuss with you people mainly for the Norma frontalis. So Norma frontalis from upper to lower, so this upper part is mainly by the frontal bone. So this frontal bone that has to be articulated with nasal bone. So this you can come closer. Here you can see the nasal bone. So this nasal bone articulate with the frontal bone and it will form a suture here. Here you can make out a suture. This suture is called frontonasal suture. So this suture is called frontonasal suture because this has to be articulated with the frontal bone and the nasal bone. And here in the nasal bone you can see one more suture in the midline, that is internasal suture, because those two bones has to be separate in the embryologic part, embryologically. So while growing up it has to be close together and form internasal suture. So this is the internasal suture and frontonasal suture. So this meeting point of internasal suture and frontonasal suture, that meeting point is called nasion. So nasion is a meeting point of frontonasal suture and internasillary suture. So that is the nasion. And coming to the upper, that is about almost 1 centimeter from the nasion. Here you can see the protrude part, that is from the frontal bone. That protrusion is called glabella. So this glabella, what you will put sindura and all, so we can put it over the glabella, because beneath that they will say pineal gland will be present behind the glabella, that has to be pressed. That is a god of human being and it will has a huge function that you can study in the physiology. So main thing you can see in the glabella. So this is the protrusion from the glabella. Here is a protruding part from the frontal bone. Same thing we can see in the occipitalis part. So this is the external occipital protuberance. Here also we can see the protrusion. That highest protruding part is called inion, and anteriorly you can see the glabella. So that will make a vertex and it will form a line, that is medico-legal importance. So this is about glabella. And next is a nasal bone. Along with that we can study about orbital part. So this orbital part is quadrangular in shape. So this quadrangular shape and it has 4 parts. So one is, what are the boundaries of orbital part we can see now. So one is superiorly, one is inferiorly, one is medially and laterally. So what are the bones formed superiorly? So here you can see this is the superciliary arc. So cilia, we can see the eyebrow over this, that's what it is, superciliary arc. So this is arc-like structure that is mainly formed by the frontal bone and the zygomatic bone. So this is the lateral bone, that is zygomatic bone, and this is the frontal bone. Here you can see one suture. This is articulate with the zygomatic bone and the frontal bone. So this part is called frontal process of the zygomatic bone and this part is called zygomatic process of frontal. So you can remember, this is a frontal process of the zygomatic bone and zygomatic process of the frontal bone. It has to be articulate here, that will form frontozygomatic suture. So this is the frontozygomatic suture that will be mainly form the superior part of the orbital cavity, while goes to the lateral it will be mainly formed by the zygomatic bone, and inferior part it has to be part of the zygomatic bone and the maxilla, while goes to the medial part it has to be formed with the Nasion bone and the lacrimal bone and part of the sphenoid bone. So these are the boundary of quadrangular space: superiorly frontal and zygomatic, laterally zygomatic, and inferiorly maxilla, and laterally Nasion along with the lacrimal bone and part of the sphenoid bone. So this will be quadrangular in shape. It is from the orbital cavity. So next it goes on. Here in the orbital cavity we can see two foramens. So one is present superiorly, that is called supraorbital foramen. One is present inferiorly, that is infraorbital foramen. Here you can see the two foramen. One is infraorbital foramen below the orbit, one is above the orbit. We can call it as supraorbital foramen. So as the name indicates, you can just write supraorbital foramen passes through the supraorbital artery and the nerve. Infraorbital foramen passes infraorbital nerves and the venous plexus. So while you have to observe one thing, below the supraorbital foramen there is a trochlear fossa here. So this trochlear fossa we can see on both sides. You will put one imaginary line from right to left side. So that is trochlear line. Above that we can call it as supratrochlear and infratrochlear. What you have heard about supratrochlear now, infratrochlear now, those are all it has to be divided here. So most medially we can see the supratrochlear now, and laterally you can see the supraorbital now. So that is about orbital cavity. And while it goes down, here you can see the opening, that is anterior nasal aperture. So anterior nasal aperture, and inside you can see the anterior nasal spine. So this is the anterior nasal spine. It is needle-like structure, and this opening is called anterior nasal aperture. Inside we can see the 3 depression and 3 elevations. So those you can observe over there, that is mainly a cartilage. So when you can cut sagittally the skull bone, it has to be divided. There we can see the medial nasal wall or the nasal septum and lateral nasal wall. So lateral nasal wall is important because there we can see 3 elevations and 3 depressions. Elevation is called concha, depression is called meatus. So those 3 are very, very important because paranasal bones, these are the paranasal bones, mainly the maxilla, sphenoid, ethmoid and frontal bone. So sinusitis mainly happen to these paranasal bones. So that time nasal discharge and everything. So and the opening of the sinuses, it will be very important, that we can study with a gross structure. So there anterior meatus, sorry, superior meatus, middle meatus and inferior meatus, superior concha, inferior concha and middle concha. So those 3 structure we can study there. So then goes down, here we can see the maxilla. So maxilla has the 4 processes. So what are the process of maxilla? So one is horizontally present as a palatine process that has to be articulated with the palate bone. Then one more is incisive fossa. So here you can see the incisive fossa. Then alveolar fossa. This is for the sockets of teeth. Mainly you can see the 16 teeth in the upper jaw. And zygomatic process. It has to be articulated with zygomatic. So 4 processes: zygomatic process, incisive process, palatine process and maxillary and the frontal process. So coming to the frontal process, this is the maxilla. It will goes and articulate with the frontal bone. So this part is called frontal process of the maxilla. Frontal process of the maxilla. One is goes to the zygomatic bone. This is zygomatic process of the maxilla. One is goes horizontally, that is palatine process of the maxilla. And one is for the sockets, that is incisive, that is alveolar process of the maxilla. So here we can study this maxilla will be divided by the canine prominence. So this what you people are seeing, that is the canine prominence. Here we can see the canine teeth. What is the number? 2, 1, 2, 3. So 2 is a incisor, 1 is a canine and 2 is a premolar and 3 is a molar. So that's what we have, the 16 teeth. So this canine prominence will be divided the maxilla into incisive fossa and canine fossa. So this is the incisive fossa, this is the canine fossa. And here inside you can see one more foramen. This is incisive foramen. So what I put a probe there, that is an incisive foramen. There we can see the ethmoidal nerves and the artery will be passes through there. So this is about maxilla. Coming to the zygomatic. So this zygomatic is a lateral bone. Now this is a zygomatic bone, mainly we can see in the lateral part of the norma frontalis. This zygomatic bone is a lateral bone. Here you can see main thing is zygomatic arc, and this is also has a process. One is a maxillary process, one is frontal process, one is temporal process. So this bone, it has to be a form arc. This is formed by from the temporal bone and the zygomatic bone. This temporal bone, so this will give the zygomatic process of the temporal bone, and from this zygomatic bone we can see the temporal process of zygomatic bone. This is temporal process of zygomatic, and this is zygomatic process of temporal. This is a meeting point of those two. Here we can call it as zygomatico-temporal suture. So this is present here. From there we can see the pterion and all that we can discuss in the norma lateralis. So this is about zygomatic bone. One is a frontal process, one has to be maxillary process, one is a temporal process. That is a fusion of those two. Thank you all. Thank you. If you want more information about normal skull, I have the videos on norma occipitalis, norma basalis and norma lateralis. You can go through with that. Thank you.